Today we're going to start new concept in C++ programming, that is object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a way of solving complex programs by breaking them into smaller problems using objects. Before object-oriented programming, programs were written in procedural language. They were nothing but a long list of instructions. Means simple C++ program, only list of instructions. And the OOPS means object-oriented concept. It's all about creating objects that can interact with each other. This makes it easier to develop programs in OOPS as we can understand the relationship between them. This concept is based on objects which can contain data and code. Data in the form of fields or we can call it as attributes or properties, and code in the form of procedures, also known as methods. Object-oriented programming is a programming style that is associated with the concept of classes, objects, and various other concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. These all concepts are related to object-oriented programming. Using object-oriented programming, you can easily solve a large problems. In object-oriented programming, the program is designed around the data being operated upon rather than upon the operations themselves. It ties data more closely to functions that operate on it. Also, object-oriented programming allows to decompose a problem into a number of entities called objects and then builds data and functions around these entities. When a program is executed, the objects interact by sending messages to one another. Each object contains data and code to manipulate the data. Means object-oriented programming is nothing but concept of objects and classes and all other things like inheritance, polymorphism. We can create object of class and object communicate with each other. Means they can send data, code within each other. There are some features of object-oriented programming. In object-oriented programming, program are divided into a number of objects. Data structures are designed such that they characterize the object. Functions that operate on the data of an object are tied together in the data structure. Also, in object-oriented programming, data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external functions. Objects may communicate with each other through functions. Means if you create more than one objects, they communicate with each other using functions or methods. New data and functions can be easily added whenever required. After completing program, if you want to add new function or new data, it will be easy with object-oriented programming. Now we'll see concepts related to object-oriented programming. First concept is objects. Objects are runtime entities in the object-oriented system. Means objects are used at a runtime. If we want to call function, then we have to use objects. Using objects, you can call any function in that class. For example, they may represent a person, a place, a bank account, any item that the program must handle. Means if we create a class, suppose for example, we create class for addition, or we give name for class addition. Then we can create object of addition, a, add, or other. Programming problem is analyzed in terms of objects and the nature of communication between them. Next concept related to object-oriented programming is classes. It is a main concept for object-oriented programming. Class is a way to bind data into its associated functions together. Means it binds the data and associated functions related to that class. It binds all data together. The entire set of data and code of an object can be made a user-defined data types with the help of a class. In fact, an object is nothing but a variable whose data type is class. And object is just instance of classes. Once a class has been defined, user can define any number of objects belonging to that class. Means once you define class, you can create number of objects or number of instances of that class. Objects are nothing but a variable. It's a variable whose data type is a class. Okay. A class is a collection of objects of similar type. And classes are nothing but collection of objects. Means all the concepts are interrelated to each other. Next concept is inheritance. Inheritance is the mechanism of deriving a new class from an existing one. It's called as inheritance. If we have class A and we derive class B from class A, then this is a concept of inheritance. Means deriving a new class from an existing one. Inheritance is the process by which objects of one class can acquire the properties of objects of another class. Means if you derive a class B from class A, then you can use properties and methods from class A to class B. In OOPS, or inheritance stands for reusability. Means you can reuse variables, methods in a next class. This means that additional features can be added to an existing class without modifying it. Here class A is a base class and class B, that is derived class. We derive this class from class A. It is a derived class. This child or base class can be called as a parent class. Derived class is a class that inherits from another class. And base class is a class being inherited from, means using base class we inherit a derived class. Next concept in OOPS is polymorphism in C++. Polymorphism is an important concept in object-oriented programming. Polymorphism means ability to take more than one form. Polymorphism plays an important role in allowing objects having different internal structures to share the same external interfaces. This means that the general class of operation may be accessed in the same manner, even though specific actions associated with each operations may be different. Polymorphism is extensively used in implementing inheritance. Polymorphism means a multiple forms. Here one form represents original form and or original methods always resides in base class, and multiple forms represent overridden methods which resides in derived classes. Polymorphism is word that derived from two Greek words that are poly and mor. The word poly means many and mors means many forms. So polymorphism means many forms. So these are basic concepts related to object-oriented programming. Objects means runtime entities, represent person, a place, bank account, or any items that program must handle. And classes, it binds all data together. Inheritance is the concept of deriving one class from another. Polymorphism means many forms. These are basic concepts. Now we will see general form of class declaration. For class declaration, we use keyword class. It is a keyword, and we can give a class name. It is name of class. This keyword specifies that what follows in abstract data types class name. And body of class is enclosed within braces and terminated by semicolon. Means class start with opening bracket and end with closing bracket with semicolon. After semicolon, this indicates end of a class. Now, body of class contain declaration of class members, which are variables and functions. They are generally grouped under two sections, namely private and public. You can declare these variables privately or publicly, which are known as visibility labels. These labels are followed by colon. These are visibility labels, and these keywords are followed by a colon, means two dots. The members declared as private can be accessed only from within the class. Means you declare a variable private, then you can use these variables only within a class, only within that class. It hides data from external use. It is a key feature of OOPS. Means you use private keyword after declaration of variables, then these variables are secured or hides data from external use. And if you declare the variables as public, they can be accessed from outside the class also. If both the visibility labels are missing, then by default, the member of the class are private. Means default is private. Such a class is completely hidden from outside world and does not serve any purpose. Means if you declare the member variables as a private, they are secure or can be accessed only within the class. If you declare public, they can use outside of class. By default, declaration is private. Here you can declare variables, methods, or functions. So this is called as access specifiers. For example, here we declare a class. We use keyword class and give the name for a class is my class, the start of class. We use access specifier public. Declare these variables as a publicly, means you can use these variables outside the class. Declare a variable int my name. These are attributes, and declare these variables as an integer. After that, we declare second variable, that is string my string. Means data type for this variable is string. Attribute string variable, and this is the end of class. Using semicolon, we can end the class. This is a simple example for a class declaration. Okay, now we'll see how to declare objects or how to create objects for a class. So example for object creation or object declaration. For consider example, same example, class, my class, it's a class. After that, we declare two variables publicly. Access specifiers use public. Declare two variables. First variable is integer. After that, second variable is string variable, my name and my string. This is the end of class. After that, main function. Now we create object of a class. For creating object of class, we use a class name, that is my class. Our class name is my class. We use here my class and create objects for it. It is my object. It's a creation of an object of a my class. After that, we access attributes or variables that we declare and set values for them. If you want to access values, we use object of a class. Our object of a class is my obj. So now my obj dot my num, we access this variable and set value for this variable is a 15. After that, we access second variable, that is string my string. Again, we use object of a class that is myObj dot myString, our second variable, and set value it for some text. This is a string value, so we give here a string, and string is always given in a double inverted comma. We set integer value 15. After that, we will print this attribute values. It is cout myObj. Again, we use object of a class and access our first variable mynum and prints its value. After that, we print our second value using object of a class myObj dot myString. Return 0. It's indicate that end of main function and end of main function. So this is a creation of objects. For creating object, we have to use only class name. After class name, give object name and semicolon. We can access objects or variables of a class just using our class object dot variable name. So this is a creation of only one object. Now we'll see how to create multiple objects of a single class. Now see example. We create a class with some attribute. Class keyword, declare a class car. We declare two variables. Access specifier use is public, string brand and string model, and int year. Declares three variables, and this is end of class. After that, main function. Now we create object of a class car. Create object for a class. This is a car, our class name, and create object for it, car obj1. Now we access these three variables or using a car class car object. Car obj dot brand. After that, we access second variable, car obj dot model. After that, car obj dot air. Here we specify some values for these variables. So this is a creation of one object of a class car. Now create another object of a same class car. Car, we give name it car obj2. Here we create first object and give name car obj1. After that, for second object, we give name it car obj2. And using this object, we again access the variables that are declared in a class and assign values for a same. After that, we print attribute values. Using first object, we print three values, or these three values that are assigned in using object first. After that, we print attribute values using a second object that are we assign for the variables. Car obj2 dot brand, model and air. After that, return 0, it's indicate main function end. After that, end of main function. Now output for this program. First statement prints car obj.1 brand. It prints this value. After that, car obj1.model, it prints x5, and after that third variable print 1999. After that, car obj2.brand, control here, it prints Ford. After that, car obj2.model, it prints this. After that, car obj.air, it prints 1969. So using this concept, you can also create multiple variables or multiple objects for a single class. You can create third object as a car obj. Just give a class name and here the object name. Suppose we create obj3 and semicolon. So you can assign next values using obj3. So this is a concept of class declaration, object declaration, multiple object declaration. Now we'll see a new concept. It is a friend function. Friend function of a class is defined outside the class. Means you can use variables that are defined or methods that are defined in another class. It's a common function to be made friendly with more than one classes, thereby allowing the functions to have access to the private data of classes. Such a function need not be a member of any classes. Means if you declare a function as a friend, you can use it in another classes. It not need having member of a same class. A non-member function cannot have access to the private data of a class. However, there could be a situation where user would like two classes to share a particular function. At this situation, friend function is used. Means if we declare a variables as a private that cannot be used in other function. If you want to use the private members of a class, then you have to declare that particular variables or particular methods as a friends or as a friend function. To make an outside function friendly to class, simply declare the function as a friend of the class. You can declare a function as a friend function like this. Using keyword a friend, return type, and function name and arguments. Means after function call or declaration, just use a friend keyword. The keyword friend declares the function to be friendly with that class. This function is defined as a normal C++ function. This is a normal function only we use with a friend keyword. The function definition does not use class name, keyword, friend, or scope resolution operator. A friend can be a function template, or member function, or a class template, in which case the entire class and all its members are friends. For example, include library files for input-output operation using namespace. We declare class, give class name box, declare variables in it, this class width. After that, we declare two functions. First function is void print width. After that, second function void set width, and pass parameter to it. But in case of first function, we declare this function as a friend. Means you can use void print width variables in outside of class. After that, end of a class. Now a member function definition. Definition for these functions. First, we define a set width function, parameter double width. Here we use a scope resolution operator. Set width equal to width. Note that print width is not a member function of any class. So we declare or define a next function, that is print width. See out width of a box. Here we print width of a box. Because print width we can access it directly. Because it is a friend of class box. And it can directly access any member of this class. Because we declare it as a friend, so this function can access any member of this class box. After that, main function, class name box, we create object for that class, that is a box. Using object box, we call to set width function and print width function. After that, end of main and close. It prints width of a box 10. This cursor control is moved to print width function and it prints the width of box width. So next point we'll see in next lecture. Thank you.